My name is Sophia, and in this speech, I have decided to reintroduce my 10th grade self. Last year, I took my first step into homeschooling in high school, in which I created my first speech introducing my 9th grade self. But seeing as I have changed and the person I was last year is different from the person that I am now, I decided it would be fitting to redo the speech. Let's start from the beginning. My birth and upbringing. I am Hispanic. My father is an American and my mother is Latina. Both my parents met in Guatemala, and later, after they married, I was born. We lived in Guatemala for less than a year before my parents moved into the lower 48. I turned 1 in the US. Not too long after my first birthday, we moved to June, Alaska, where I lived until I turned 4. After which, we moved to Haines, Alaska, the place that I am living in now and I have been growing up in since. I grew up in a Christian bilingual home. I speak both Spanish and English, making me an excellent translator when I enter an authentic Mexican restaurant, and a heart attack to those gossiping in Spanish because they thought none of the gringos, Spanish slang for a white person, could understand them. But I could. One of the big things that changed in my life was my method of schooling. You see, I used to be a public schooler. I was known as the really smart, annoying, too-goody two-shoes, also known as the teacher's pet. I had people call me these things not because I was a suck-up or I treated them disrespectfully, but because I treated everyone with kindness, respect, stayed out of trouble, and I wasn't afraid to voice my own opinions. This in turn earned the trust and respect of my teachers and the disrespect of some of my peers. I decided to try homeschooling my 9th grade year. I must say, it's been a really freeing adventure in addition to being very enjoyable. I wake up early, get ready for school, and instead of being bullied, I get to enjoy a nice hot cup of coffee with my dad. And a hug from him, too. What could be better? I can't think of anything else that could be. I get to stay away from the drama of high school, eat food whenever I want to, major bonus, and still become a very well-educated person. Homeschooling, I've heard, is not for everyone, understandably, but I have found it is certainly for me. I have learned many things. Some academic, but mostly about myself and learning how to navigate the real world. For example, I have discovered that I do best writing essays and taking public speaking in the morning rather than in the afternoon. I have also found that following a schedule is much better than doing things on a whim. That is a tough lesson to learn, and it's one that I'm still trying to learn. There is so much more to life than getting perfect grades and meeting the unrealistic expectations of others. That was also a really tough lesson for me to learn. I've tried to be everyone's cup of tea, but it hasn't worked out. So learning how to value myself has made me feel more confident and just assured, which is a very, very good feeling. I've also been figuring out the best way to manage my time through trial and error. I've become more responsible, mature, and wise because of how many responsibilities I have to maintain, leading to the lessons I've learned. Along with that, I have become more a part of the wonderful Christian community here in Haines. I get to go to youth group on Wednesdays and have a good time with the people there, as well as just feel more integrated in the community. I have met and befriended some fantastic people who, like me, are homeschooled introverts. We prefer to have intellectual conversations on enticing topics such as politics or literature, maybe some of our school courses that have been offered to us, and there might be some interesting topics that we found in that. And we like to discuss all of these things instead of have slang-filled conversations concerning the latest trends of TikTok. For those of you who don't know what TikTok is, it is an app that produces very short videos leading to very short attention spans, and TikTok isn't the best because it has a lot of immature things on there, such as cursing, very weird trends that are not always good, and things similar to that. I hope that you found this introduction to my current person entertaining as well as interesting. It has been very entertaining and interesting for me to go through all of this, and I must say that the experience of growing up is truly a wonderful one, and I'm very happy to have shared a very small glimpse of mine so far with you today. Thank you.